Hello, my name is Mr. C, and I'm going to show you how to play Silent Night using a lead sheet. Now, a lead sheet will have just the notes for the right hand written in the treble clef, and then it will have chord symbols written above the bars. This does assume that you know how to play basic major chords in the root position, such as C major, F major, and G major. It also assumes knowledge of the ability to read notes, but we will go through each section. To start off with, we're going to start with the right hand, and our right hand will play the melody. I'm going to start with my middle finger on the G note, right there. And this will allow me to play the notes E, F, G, A, and B. Our first phrase is G, A, G, E, and then repeats G, A, G, E. From here we need to change positions. We move to what I call a G position because our thumb is now on the G, allowing us to play G, A, B, C, D. And we start with the D with our little finger. D, D, B. And then in the same position, C, C, G. We can continue in the same position. However, it does require us to do a fast move later on. So I reposition to an F position with my thumb on F, middle finger on A. I start. It allows me to play F, G, A, B, and C. I start with A with my middle finger. A, C, B, A. Then the next section, G, A, G. Now take particular notice of what I do with my thumb. It moves and stretches down to the E. So it allows me to play G, A, G, E in the same way that I started, but with a different hand position. That whole line is repeated again. A, C, B, A, G, stretch thumb down, E. We change positions again. This time we need to move our thumb to the B note. From here we can reach B, C, D, E, and F, starting on the note D with our middle finger. D, D, F, D, B, C, E. Then we have to do multiple positions. We lift and we place our hand in a more open position. So it would be an F major position, F, G, A, B, C, but our thumb will be down on the E like such. This allows us to play C, G, E. Then I change to my C position, thumb on middle C, so I can reach C, D, E, F, G, G, F, D, C. The next part is we need to learn how to play our chords. You may notice that the chord symbol is written above only some of the bars. So what we must do is assume that the same chord is played for the next bar. For now we are going to play what is called a blocked chord, which is the three notes played together in a root position. So our first part goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Our Our next chord is a G7. For now, I'm only going to play a G major root chord. So I move to a G chord. Now, if you want to move down to the lower octave, you may, or if you want to move up, either one is acceptable. I'm going to go up. G, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm now up to the third line. F, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3. Next line. F, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3. Next line. G, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3. Last line. C, 2, 3, G, 2, 3. You'll notice I lifted my thumb on the third note because our right hand will need to play that particular D note. If I played it down here, I don't need to. So it would be C, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, and hold for the tied bar, 2, 3. I'll now play them both together. 2, 3. 2, 3. Change hand positions. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Change hand positions. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Stretch. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Stretch. 1, 2, 3. Change hand positions. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Change hand positions. Open. 1, 2, 3. Change hand positions. 1, 2. Now you'll notice this is where I lift my thumb so I can play that note with that finger. 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. I'll play the last line again so you can see how the transition works between my left hand thumb moving out of the way for the right hand second finger to play the D. So from Sleep in Heavenly Peace, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alternatively, I'm going to move my G chord down the octave to make it easier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Next, we are going to play a broken chord. 1, 2, 3, using our root position chords just on the beat. So now I will continue with the right hand, but you'll see I'll break each chord and you'll hear how the rhythm changes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, chord for the end to finish nicely. The next variation I'm going to add is a quaver-based left-hand broken chord. And 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and I'll do the same for the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and for the F chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and. So again, the right hand just playing the simple notes. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I've gone down the octave. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and blocked chord just to finish nicely. For those that have a larger hand and can play an open full octave chord in the root position, I'm going to use a similar rhythm pattern, so still based on quavers, but instead of using that pattern, I'm going to go to 1 and 2 and 3 and. This allows for one full playthrough of the octave, and then our little finger will play the first beat of the following bar. So the same, I will go down for the G, and I will most likely go down for the F because I don't want to clash here. So from the start, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Down to the low octave F. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oops, I changed my fingers around a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Blocked chord to finish off. The next step is to now look at adding notes from our chords, whether they be in root position, first inversion, or second inversion under the right hand melody. So for example, the start we would have Silent Night. Notice I will change the fingers I use. This allows me to play our C and E from our C chord whilst I play those notes there. I'll do that again. When I move to all is calm, I know that that note is the highest, and and I have G and B from the G major chord. Notice I lifted that finger off. I didn't play the G chord fully because I wanted just to have the melody note to be the strongest sound. The next one is a C chord, which I can play in not root position, but first inversion there, so I can play. And then to have a nice full sound, I change to a root position C chord. Now, sometimes I'll play it as a broken chord. So if I play all this calm, round yon inversion, I have to play an F major chord in the second inversion, but because I need to reach up to the C, I'll play it in a full octave. If your hand is not big enough, then play just a root position chord here. Which will still do the job. Then root position C, but I play thumb, index and ring, allowing me to reach the A. Okay, repeating that. Let's see if I have a full chord. Because I'm used to a G7th chord, which is that note there, I will play my G chord root position here. For Sleeping Heavenly. And now here I will just play a second inversion C major chord, and then add the top note that's missing for peace. The final part, first inversion C major chord, and then we play a first inversion G major chord, add the passing note, and now I'm going to finish on a single note here because my left hand will play a bass chord like that. So I'm going to play both together. I'm just going to stick with the root position 1, 2, 3 pattern for now. Finally, I'm going to add chord substitutions. This is a further advanced level where I will add some relative minors. I'll also add some passing note diminished as well, and augmented chords, and also some root minors as well. I'll call them out as I go through. So starting with C major. So what I'm doing here is an octave bass pattern, and that keeps my left hand simple because most of the work is going we don't want to overcomplicate it since we are adding more and more notes here to create different sounds. We want our left hand just to be nice and simple. Chord substitution, E minor, A minor, then go to G major, add the 7th, then go to the F major chord, and resolve on the C major chord. F major chord to the F sharp diminished into the C major. Do that again. F major into the F sharp diminished. And now I'll do C major, but I'll change to relative minor, A minor. G major into G sharp diminished, A minor, and then I'm going to go to an F minor. Just give that nice sound. Have a pause there, C major, G7. Now here I'm going to go into an F major chord, and I'm going to extend the ending. F minor, and then finish on a C. Chromatic thirds. Thanks for listening to my tutorial. Hopefully I can help you play these simple Christmas carols with a little bit of difference and to make them enjoyable. Until then, keep practicing, keep enjoying your music. It's no point doing it if you're not having fun. That's my motto.